Journalist claims U.S. hides huge UFO in foreign country because they could not move it. And you'll be surprised in which foreign country this is. U.S. accused of hiding enormous UFO in foreign nation due to logistical challenges. Award-winning investigative journalist Ross Coulthart is continuously dropping truth bombs on the UFO subject. For the past few weeks, Coulthart has been actively sharing the information he received from the UFO whistleblowers. Previously, he discussed a private aerospace company's alleged efforts to get rid of UFOs in its possession, and now he claims that there is a huge UFO in the possession of the United States that could not be moved, and he knows the location of the craft. On Matt Ford's show, Coulthart raises the point that private aerospace companies may have conducted retrievals on their own without government involvement, further challenging the government's authority to dictate access to intellectual property. Furthermore, Coulthart reveals that individuals, particularly in Silicon Valley, are aware of the alleged technology vested in aerospace companies, including Lockheed Martin, and expressed dissatisfaction with the government's preferential treatment of private companies. On July 8, 2023, Coulthart revealed in an interview with Project Unity host Jay Anderson that the American public had been lied to about UFOs for the past 70-80 years, primarily due to Cold War concerns. However, he acknowledged that the reasons for withholding information no longer hold up. Coulthart mentions the existence of non-human intelligence engaging with Earth for a long time and the recovery of certain objects, but he could not disclose specific details due to concerns about revealing advanced technologies. He expressed optimism about the future developments, including a program involving international collaborations to harness these technologies for the benefit of society. Ross Coulthart says he's optimistic because he knows some of the things that are coming. He says former senior, very public officials coming forward admitting that they believe there is truth to these allegations and calling for a proper congressional inquiry. Anderson raises the question of whether humanity has already made progress in areas such as energy generation and propulsion, even without reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. He wonders if the existence of non-human intelligence is being used as a smokescreen to hide the development of platforms using field propulsion and electrogravitics. Coulthart acknowledges that it's possible for such a scenario to exist, but he emphasizes the need to differentiate between what is possible and what is probable. He mentions a witness account of American personnel working on a large black triangular craft, but he cannot verify its authenticity. Coulthart mentions conflicting claims regarding the United States' ability to reverse engineer these crafts and expresses uncertainty about what to believe. He hopes that the rumored breakthroughs are true, envisioning the remarkable possibilities of advanced technologies like Tic Tac UFO. Overall, the discussion revolves around the possibility of hidden advancements in technology, both from extraterrestrial sources and human ingenuity. Huge UFO. In the interview, Coulthart discussed the potential implications of the new U.S. Senate Intelligence Bill. He mentions Douglas Dean Johnson's writings about the bill, which apparently requires holders of non-Earth origin or exotic UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, material to make it available to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, within 6 months. Anderson raises a concern that this 6-month window could give those holding such materials enough time to hide or conceal them. Coulthart acknowledges the possibility but suggested that some of the UAP material could be so large that they cannot be easily moved. He mentions the existence of a building constructed over such a massive object in a foreign country, which may sound preposterous to some. Ross emphasizes the need for investigation and testing of these allegations before Congress. He criticizes the default response of the skeptic who dismiss claims without proper examination. He suggests that there is a cadre of self-proclaimed experts on social media who deny the existence of UAP based on notion that it can't be, therefore it isn't. Okay, people are going to question, he says, what I'm about to say. What if some of that is so big it can't be moved? They are so big they built a building over it in a country outside of the United States of America. I know that sounds preposterous, and I know, oh my God, you can just hear them now. The bleeding debunkers. Let's see this investigated. Let's just see what happens. Let's test these allegations before Congress, Coulthart says. He highlights the importance of considering the implications if some of the claims, such as those made by David Grush, turn out to be true. He specifically mentions the idea that certain objects might be too large to be moved, which Anderson finds astonishing. Coulthart revealed to Anderson that he shared this information for the first time in the interview. Further, at the end of the interview, Coulthart claims that he knows the exact location of this gigantic UFO. He's sure that this information could come out one day. He says it's really interesting because it's absolutely gobsmacking that it's being kept as a secret. Imagine having an object that's so big, it's just not conceivable to move it. I thought it was bullocks when I heard it too. Most people listen to this will anyway. But yeah, I mean, again, it's just an allegation, but one that I'm, assured should be taken seriously and hopefully will be investigated by Congress. Because again, where did the money come from? What's that money accounted for? The continued security and control of such an object for many decades. Who's paid for that? What programs have paid for that? Has that been disclosed to taxpayers? This is going to be a really funny inquiry if Congress starts doing it, he says. There is a speculation within the UFO community about the existence of this huge buried UFO, according to creator and editor-in-chief of The War Zone, Tyler Rogaway. Some members of the UFO community believe that a facility in Seoul, South Korea, might be the location of this mysterious buried UFO. While a big 270-foot wide round structure atop a mountain certainly is interesting, in the context of South Korea it makes a ton of sense beyond concealing some giant UFO. Hard to hide that basically on the edge of an extremely populous city regardless. But that's not the point here. When I first saw the satellite imagery of the structure in question, three things stood out to me. One, its location and how it was constructed. It provides a clear line of sight in all directions amongst South Korea's iconic high terrain. It seems custom built to achieve this based on its location, the structure's design, and the mountain it was built on. Two, the array of the center of the circular facility is a common VORTAC, CVFR map below, used for aircraft navigation, and it would play a critical role for the air traffic operation in the region. 360-degree line of sight is key for it, as it is an omnidirectional DME emitter system. You can't put one down on a field below as its radio emissions will be blocked by the high terrain. The TACAN part of the VORTAC, as opposed to a VOR, is critical for supporting military aviation operations, which are key to South Korea's defense. And three, the large top area of the structure. While this seems somewhat mysterious, in the context of the VORTAC it is not. It provides a sterile area all around the array, but also in context of the unique security situation South Korea exists in every day, it makes perfect sense, he said. Let me explain. When I saw this structure, I immediately said, I bet you can drive vehicles up there. Sure enough, as you can see in the image, during a crisis, this large flat structure could be an ideal location for anti-aircraft systems. It would provide a wide area to arrange sensor systems or AAA missile battery. That same critical unobstructed line of sight would be key for defending Seoul in an attack that could come any day for the better part of a century. It also would provide an easy helicopter access to move outsized equipment and personnel. This installation appears designed to support such a contingency, and as such it would have the ability to reinforce with security forces as needed. Maybe it also serves other uses, such as a contingency bunker for certain military operations like air defense, which are not uncommon in South Korea. It's unknown if the facility serves additional air traffic control functions at this time as well. So there is a very clear use case for such an installation in that exact position for conducting its current mission as a critical air traffic aid, including for military aircraft. And it's a perfect perch from which to help defend the skies over South Korea's largest city. So does a buried UFO come with all this? I'll leave that answer up to you, but clearly this facility has other far more pedestrian purposes. And this is on Collective Spark by Vicky Vermehausen-Wise. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.